40.3 million in iVotes. Wow, this is insane. In a bull market, this channel is going to explode, I can tell you that. But they're not seeing the bigger picture. You know, I have been speaking to people who didn't even know there are L1s built on top of Polkadot. Those look pretty slick compared to the other website to find the bottleneck in their product market fit. If I just see numbers, but I don't see the actual companies that they help, you know, how can I go back and ask somebody and get information that this is actually true? Hello and welcome to today's Polkadot Open Gov video, where I'll be looking at the latest proposals that have been added in the discussion stage on Polka Assembly, and also be looking at the status of the active referendums when it comes to voting, and also the situation with the Treasury. So let's kick it off here with the latest proposal that we've got in the discussion phase, and this is proposal 1950 created by Gabe Coin. This was 2 days ago, and it's a big tip request for Portuguese content with the brand VDS Crypto. Now, they're a Brazilian channel, if you don't already know that. Verbo da Sabedoria, that brings educational content to the Portuguese-speaking community. Brazil, Portugal, Angola, Cape Verde, Guinea-Bissau, and Mozambique, through copyrighted videos, articles, and also dubbing. The team consists of John Rodell, Parachain Boy, Carlos Sawaki. They made a mistake here, by the way. I was laughing about this because here his name is really Carlos, it's not Carlos. And Gabriel Bonugli, Gabe Coin. So they're requesting retroactive funding for 11 videos produced regarding news from the Polkadot ecosystem. They'll also be requesting funding every 4 videos. So is keeping the delivery in the first place and ordering after reaching their goals. These are the links here to their social media pages. We'll take a quick look at that as well and talk about that. But ultimately, they're just showing you here in this proposal, you know, they're talking about Brazil and how many people are investing in crypto. These are all the different videos that they're looking to get funding for. So these are the 11 videos. They posted the links here, as you can see, when they've done them. Here you could see the thumbnails of the videos as well. This is the brand. So it's a pretty well written proposal here with a lot of details. Also the metrics as well, which is pretty cool. So you can see how many subscribers they got, how many people are watching their videos. Also some more analytics here, Twitter impressions, and also information regarding the team here. Pretty good proposal overall here, but let's take a look at their Twitter. So here on Twitter, we can see this is their brand here, VDS Crypto. They've got over 6,000 followers, so very, very good here. Now, if we look at the YouTube channel is also quite big, over 4,000 subscribers, 4,180 subscribers. They've already published 110 videos, so that is quite good. Now, they're not getting a ton of views, but again, you got to remember that this is the bear market, and you can see they've been dubbing a lot of the Kusamarians videos as well. The thumbnails are pretty cool as well, as you can see here. Yeah, they've been doing a lot of contributions. Some videos get like over 130, 140 views. Some of them barely get any views. As you can see, when they talk about really technical stuff, people are not interested. For example, this one here regarding Grandpa, to explain it to the Portuguese and Brazilian community, 16 views, so it's not doing too great. As you can see, like some of the videos are really good, some of them less when it comes to the actual views, so it depends a lot on what the topics are, as it is with most videos. So yeah, just to go back to this here, they're looking for 700 DOT for these 11 videos, which is not a ton of money if you think about it. I think this is a fair proposal. It's a fair ask. They have been contributing to the ecosystem, and we don't have exposure to the Portuguese and Brazilian communities as well as the other Portuguese speaking countries in Africa. So I think this is actually really good. You know, I am in support of this specific proposal. So yeah, whenever they're going to launch this on chain, I'm happily going to vote aye for this. Okay, so let's look at the next proposal here. And this is discussion 1949, called the Polkadot Ecosystem App Store, which is funding for the dynamic app pages and project reputation system of the DotAppStore, which is an existing website, by the way. If you haven't checked it out, I will be looking at it now. But they're looking for 1,800 DOT, which is approximately $6,500 for this. And this is a follow-up proposal of Referenda 72, which has funded the initial development of DotAppStore. And so this is just a continuation so that they can expand on it. And you could see here that they lack a welcoming and directional front page for the ecosystem to guide users effectively. Current options like .marketcap and Polka project have too much information and leave the user overwhelmed and confused. Well, I would argue Polka project is actually pretty good. I have been using them for quite some time. Like initially when I first heard of the Polkadot ecosystem, it's Polka project that I came across first, you know, and they didn't only have substrate based projects, but also ones that are somehow not directly linked to Polkadot, but have some sort of link to Polkadot. So yeah, I mean, they're a pretty good website as well. We'll take a look at that just to show you kind of as a comparison. Now, what is the funding for? This is for user authentication flow for teams and users, upvote feature to recommend apps by popularity, a claim feature for app pages to allow permissionless update of information by authenticated teams, a report feature to flag malicious projects as well. And you can find more information here if you're interested. Yeah, they're giving you more information on how this is different from apps like Talisman, for example, where you can also get some information. And nobody left any comments here because, again, it is quite a fresh release of proposal here. Again, I am going to do these videos every single day now just to keep you up to date with what's going on in governance, because we're getting overwhelmed. Like if I wait a whole week before I do one of these videos, it can get really overwhelming and the video will also end up being way too long. So I'm going to keep these shorter by covering this very often. So looking at DotAppStore here, you could see that you can submit a project, okay, to get listed on here. Those look pretty slick compared to the other website, Polka Projects. So this is the featured page here. Now, I'm not sure to get listed on features page if you actually need to pay. So if they are getting funding from teams for that, like why are they going to the Treasury? I don't think they're getting paid, but this is just my assumption. It could be that they are, or maybe they're just choosing to feature the ones that they believe are of big value. In this case, Talisman, Nova Wallet. I agree with Nova Wallet here. Also Hydra DX. I mean, it is a very good DEX with a lot of liquidity, and Interlay as well. It's a unique initiative when it comes to bringing Bitcoin to DeFi. Now looking at the Polka project here, okay, just to kind of compare it. So here on Polka project, you can see there are a ton of projects, right? They've got 195 substrate-based projects, 66 in tooling and 580 in all, okay, which may have some sort of link to Polkadot. As I said before, you can submit your project here as well. It is open source. But if we look here and you go to all, they are missing a lot of projects, right? They've got like the main ones, Centrifuge, Polka Assembly, Nodal, Hydra, Zenlink, but they are missing some. They don't have every parachain here, and they definitely don't have every L2 that's built on top of some of those parachains like Moonbeam and Astar, and we know there are a ton of L2s on those two parachains. But yeah, all in all, I mean, I think it's a fair proposal. You know, they're not doing a bad job here. They have a pretty slick website. I got to give them credit for that. So for me personally, I mean, for the amount that they requested, knowing that this is development we're talking about here, like I don't mind voting aye for this and supporting this project, you know, and just get more continuation, maybe get more projects added, and perhaps I'll use their website in future videos as well, especially Polkadot News, because there are people out there that are still not familiar with all the different L1s they are building on Polkadot and also the L2s. When they talk about Polkadot, they only look at the price and they're thinking, oh, Polkadot price is down, Polkadot is dead, what can you do on Polkadot, right? Because they are comparing it to Polkadot.js. They're thinking Polkadot is just the infrastructure and Polkadot.js and that's it, like for transaction staking, etc., and voting and governance. But they're not seeing the bigger picture. You know, I have been speaking to people who didn't even know there are L1s built on top of Polkadot. They thought they're like the independent projects using maybe like the same technology, but they don't see that those are actually built on top of Polkadot. And there are also people who still think Polkadot is an L1. So, you know, I think it's important to have these kind of websites where people can see there is an ecosystem behind Polkadot, and it's a flourishing one as well. It may not have like all great projects. A lot of them have been doing a lot of building in this bear market. So we got to give credit where credit is due. Let's move on to the next one here. And this is discussion 1947, helping Polkadot projects find product market fit signals. And this is by user infrastructure, who actually hasn't even got a wallet here when they raised this discussion. They basically just created a username directly in Polka Assembly and then launched a proposal, which we'll take a look at in a moment here. Ultimately, what they're trying to do is to help teams within the Polkadot ecosystem to find the bottleneck in their product market fit and make sure that they're making it viable for users, right? Try to see like what are the downsides to their current product, you know, how can they improve it, what they should do, etc. You know, basically recommendations. So the idea here is that they're going to request funding for helping 3 different teams in the ecosystem. And here you could see that apparently they've got a track record of 3 M&A and 1 IPO, and they've started and scaled multiple businesses from idea inception to exit. They have experience and worked with BNB or Binance Smart Chain, Airwave, Near Protocol and Affinity. But I'm not 100% sure if they really helped any of the teams there. You know, I have asked around, so I'm trying to get some answers here. Now, when it comes to my decision here with regards to this, I'm more in the abstain area, so I don't think I'm going to vote for this one. I'm not going to vote nay for them either, because maybe they did actually do that, right? Maybe they did help those teams in those other ecosystems, but until I find an answer to that, like I'm asking around, and until I get that answer, then I'm not gonna vote aye for this. You know, for now the idea is cool, but until I get that confirmation, I don't know. I'm not too sure. So yeah, this is their proposal. If you want to look at it here, they're requesting $25,000 worth of DOT. That's 6,477 DOT. And Aaron Anderson is the one who has raised this proposal, by the way. And this is the context here. So yeah, you can have a look at it. They're basically trying to sell you their story and how they can help teams. Now, this is their website as well, if you want to take a look at that. So here you can see who they are. Helping ambitious founders scale revenue. Phil Matters is the founder and CEO of AR.io. You can find the full team here, by the way. But yeah, this is the company here. Yeah, they're also helping with gaming, as you can see here. Apparently, they've already supported 190 companies, and they've got 99 years of sales, marketing, and VC experience. So I'm actually wondering who these 190 companies are. I'd actually like more information on that, you know, because when I look at these websites, if I just see numbers, but I don't see the actual companies that they've helped, you know, how can I go back and ask somebody and get information that this is actually true, right? Because anybody could put together something here and then just say, yeah, I've helped this many companies, but then who are those companies, right? So I would like a bit more transparency from the team in that aspect. Next, let's move on to the active referendums, and this is referendum 193 by Dotcast, who are requesting 4,395 DOT. Now, I have spoken about this specific media proposal during the discussion phase. So again, I am in support for this. I have already voted aye. But just in case you hadn't seen that video, so it's two guys basically, Nacho and Rocco, both Argentinians who have been pushing out Polkadot related content in Spanish, mostly interviews, but generally podcasts, right? So podcast content either between themselves, covering the latest news, talking about governance as well, or also interviewing founders and co-founders at various conferences. I have personally seen them interview at Polkadot Decoded 2023 as well, and they brought their gear with them. So they did some really professional interviews there. So yeah, they basically got a brand going here, right? And they're trying to get funding to be independent because they had applied for bounty funding from the Spanish bounty, which by the way doesn't have any more funds. So it's exhausted. And yeah, they're just trying to go independent, but the referendum is not going well here for them, unfortunately. As you can see here, 88.8% in nays, 11.2% in ayes, so $1.5 million in nays, 189.3K in aye votes here. And they've been getting some heat in the comment section here. Chris and Nguyen here from Polka Insider gave them some suggestions. I've left their comment as well, saying that I am supporting them, of course. And also this guy, Neuro Launcher here, has spread some FUD here in a comment, so have a read of this as well. I don't agree with everything that he's writing here. He's giving some interesting feedback as well here. So, you know, it's not like he's not 100% wrong about this. So I don't believe this is right here where he's saying this channel is not positioned, it doesn't have good results and hasn't evolved in the last 6 months, because what he doesn't understand is that this is a bear market right now. Okay, these guys are actually very well positioned when it comes to the quality of their videos. In a bull market, this channel is going to explode. I can tell you that because I've got experience from a previous bear market where I was barely getting any views to the bull market where I was getting a ton of views. And then in the bear market, my views have dropped again. So from getting like 3,000 views per video, which wasn't even professionally edited, it was just me rambling, basically sharing a screen. I wasn't even showing my face, sharing my screen, rambling and getting 3,000 views, and even like 100 and something people in the live chat when I was doing premiere videos. So that just tells you like what the potential is here, especially with these guys who have done such quality videos. So this is my message for Neuro Launcher. If you're watching this, I hope you are. Give these guys some credit because they're doing a great job. It may not get a lot of views now, but they will get a ton of views, I can assure you that. So I really believe that they should get the funding. You know, they really deserve it. And yeah, that's pretty much it from Dotcast here. Let's looking at the next referendum here, 194 by TrackingChain, bring adoption for companies building infrastructure for Web2 integration. And this is a big tipper requesting 1,000 DOT, which is the absolute maximum you can request on the big tipper track here. So this is Federico Cicciarella. I have spoken about him in the discussion phase when he raised the proposal quite some time ago. So he's been a Microsoft.NET developer for about 20 years, and then his passion has switched to blockchain tech. And he has created this TrackingChain app, which is apparently focused on bringing Web 2 users to Web 3, and he's already received the grant from the Web 3 Foundation for this, and now he's looking for 1,000 DOT, which is around 4,500. Well, it was around $4,500, but I mean, it's much less now. It's $3,700 at the time of doing this video. So when he launched this on chain, he really should have updated the DOT amount. He should have went with the small spender, in my opinion, if he wanted to get 4,500, because he's now going to get 3,700. So the question is, will that be enough? I don't know. It's probably not going to last him 3 months. It's probably going to be less, and he's going to come back. But yeah, overall, it's a good idea here. So he's got the full plan and everything. So yeah, wish him luck. Unfortunately, he's not doing well at the moment. It's still too early to say, but 80.4% in nay votes, 19.6% in I votes. So, you know, still a lot to go here. Next, let's look at the active referendums here. So we'll start off with the big tipper track, referendum 194 by TrackingChain, Federico himself. He hasn't validated his address, by the way. He really should have, you know. Yeah, 5 days and 19 hours left. He's currently losing 619,000 DOT in nay votes, 151.4k in I votes. We've got on the small spender track referendum 167 by Polkadot Foundation. Still 12 days and 2 hours left for this. It's still failing with 9 million in nay votes, 4.5 million I votes. Referendum 168 by Patrice is currently passing now with 16.5 million in I votes and 10.8 million in nay votes. So I'm happy to see this happen. The referendum 186 by Stake World. 21 days and 7 hours left. It's currently failing with 10 million in nay votes, 1.5 million in I votes. Referendum 191 by Gustav, 23 days and 20 hours left. It's currently passing just barely with 1.4 million in I votes, 1.17 million in nay votes. Referendum 189 by Block Coders, 23 days and 21 hours left. It's currently failing with 930.9k in nay votes, 107.7k in I votes. Then referendum 193 by Dotcast, which is currently failing as well. 26 days and 4 hours left because they just launched this. So 1.49 million in nay votes, 189.2k in I votes. And on the medium spender track, we got referendum 154 by parachains.info. 1 day and 42 minutes left with 10.7 million in nay votes, 3 million in I votes. Referendum 162 by JKORB Tower, 22 hours and 20 minutes left. Currently passing with 15.9 million in I votes, 3 million in nay votes. Referendum 163 by Zixi Interlate, 10 days and 47 minutes left. Still failing with 11.45 million in nay votes, 4.39 in I votes. Referendum 165 by Motif Network, 11 days and 3 hours left. Currently passing with 15.4 million in I votes, 12.8 million in nay votes. So it's probably going to pass, I think. Referendum 172 by Open Square, 14 days and 15 hours left, 15.9 million in I votes, 12.69 million in nay votes. Referendum 175 by Day 7 from Nova Wallet, 15 days and 10 hours left, 4.2 million in I votes, 2.1 million in nay votes, so it's passing. Referendum 177 by Yuna Network, this is of course the huge one, 16 days and 6 hours left, 40.3 million in I votes. Wow, this is insane. And 1.5 million in nay votes, and this is well deserved, of course. I have been supporting this from the beginning as soon as I saw it. Referendum 178 by Leap, and this is Bruno from Remarks, 16 days and 22 hours left. It's also massively passing here, 15.46 million in I votes, 1.49 million in nay votes. Referendum 180 by Polkadot Foundation, another one, 18 days and 1 hour left. It's still failing. So both of their referendums are failing, by the way. 2.19 million in nay votes, 1.49 million in I votes. Referendum 181 by Valley Tech, 18 days and 2 hours left, 2.27 million in nay votes and 1.45 million in I votes, so it's failing as well. Referendum 183 by Polka Assembly, 20 days and 5 minutes left, 11.3 million in I votes, 780k in nay votes, so it's passing. Referendum 185 by One Block, 20 days and 23 hours left, it's passing by a whole lot as well, 30.3 million in I votes, 2.1 million in nay votes. Referendum 188 by Anonymous Creator here, 23 days and 16 hours. Currently passing with 30.18 million in I votes and 1.58 million in nay votes. Referendum 187 by Encode Club, 25 days and 1 hour left. It's failing with 1.39 million in nay votes and 103k in I votes. And let's look at the big spenders last now. Referendum 157 by Tobias Airdrop. It's not doing great, only 2 days and 15 hours left, 28.99 million I votes, 55.5 million in nay votes. Referendum 161 by Matthias from Apelon, by the way. 9 days and 3 hours left, and it's still failing at the moment. 2.3 million in e-votes, 1.15 million in I-votes. Referendum 179 by FinOps. 17 days and 5 hours left. It's passing with 6.15 million in I-votes, 1.71 million in e-votes. And finally, Referendum 192 by an anonymous proposer. Again, 24 days and 13 hours left. It's currently failing with 1.9 million in e-votes and 37,000 in I-votes. And from the referenda gone by here, as you can see, CryptoZilla Max, who's a content creator, has gotten his referendum pass. So congratulations, Max. It's really, really good. Anybody can execute this. By the way, if you just hit refund deposit here and sign the transaction, you can basically refund their deposit. You're only paying the transaction fee, you know, but he's going to get his 10 dot back, or he can just do it himself, but maybe he probably forgot about it. So yeah, you can do it for anyone. Also, Coincider got it executed here as he got a humongous vote for over 30 million dot in I votes. And this is like a big whale who has like 12 million dot. We have seen their wallet before, of course, and they have voted with 1x conviction initially, and then they bumped it up to 3x conviction, which means that this is executed, and we're going to see those 3 professional videos, which is hopefully going to bring more attention to the Polkadot ecosystem, which is great, especially OpenGov, the top 5 projects in the ecosystem, and also Polkadot 2.0 next year. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to seeing what content is going to produce. To close it off here, let's look at the Treasury situation. So 44.51 million dot is available in the Treasury, worth $166.4 million. To be awarded in this round so far, we've got 75,790 dot, which is worth approximately 283.4K, and for burning 445,120 dot, and there are still 16 days and 13 hours left of this spend period. Thank you for watching today's OpenGov video. I'll see you in the next one tomorrow. Bye-bye.